Okay, so trust your own judgment. Oh.
I listen carefully to what Lily has to say, but I can't bring myself to agree with her. I want to be with Hanako more. I want to be a better friend to her, to support her when she needs support, and to be there when she most needs people. I think that now is one of those times. The memory of the store owner we met in town together still puts me off. Anyone who takes even the slightest glance at Hanako ends up staring, and to fault them for it would be completely hypocritical, given my own reaction. I don't like my own scarring either, but at least I can cover it up with something as simple as a shirt. I can't imagine a life where every day would be spent trying to hide myself as much as possible. On top of that, Hanako doesn't even have people around her that would support her no matter what she looks like. I live away from my parents, but I can still contact and visit them when I wish. I'm all over the best course of action in my head, and find myself trying to verbally agree with Lily as softly and as ambivalently as I can. She makes some small talk afterwards, but the both of us don't really have much stomach for it in light of recent events. We say our goodbyes before I hang up. Skip. Is this? Nope. There is at least one thing I can do for Hanako. If I make this small gesture for her, I can only hope that she allows me to come a little bit closer. Oh no, what are you gonna do? After talking to Lily at the end of the school day, I sat at my desk and looked out the window, idly watching students leaving the school building. Usually, they left in groups, but even when they left alone, they'd say goodbye to their friends first. It's completely normal. Something that I would have missed completely had it been any other day, because it's so mundane. But it's also something Hanako has never had in the time that I've known her. As I stand outside of Hanako's door for the second time in as many days, that fact doesn't leave my mind. I hold 2 plates in my hand. One each is not exactly the most hearty of meals, but I want to be sure that Hanako is at least feeding herself. It may also be a way to gain a little leverage in getting her to let me in. Oh, this time we have 2 plates instead of just 1 that we leave at the... Okay. Lily and I have tried our best to be there for her ever since she broke down in class. I've dearly wanted to protect Hanako. Such a thing happening to her again, or even something worse, is something I don't want to think about. The door gives a solid series of thuds as I knock on it while carefully propping up 1 plate on my other arm. I doubt Hanako will open it for me, so all I can really hope to accomplish is to attract her attention. Evening, Hanako. It's just me. I pause for a moment to see if she will respond, but the fact that she doesn't isn't very surprising. I have some food for the both of us. Can I come in? For what feels like a very long time, some muffled voices from the floor below are the only sound to be heard. Then I can hear the sound of bare feet on the floor coming up to the door, and I have to stifle a sigh of relief as I hear the door's lock being worked. When Hanako opens the door, I look at her intently. She looks up momentarily to the plate in my left hand. It's a modest curry dish I quickly made from a packet. Her eyes move to the plate in my right hand, which holds the same thing, before looking down again. As she shuffles back into her room, I realize that I haven't said a word to her. I glumly follow her in, slightly embarrassed by having been so wrapped up in observing her. More than ever, the gray and stark atmosphere of Hanako's room feels like a reflection of her personality. The voices from outside become completely inaudible, and the silence inside oppressive once I close the door. Walking to the far end of the room, I place the 2 plates on her desk. I'm thankful that she let me in, but as I turn to face her, I can't help but having second thoughts about coming to see her. I don't believe Lily was right, though. Looking at Hanako like this, I can only think that giving her space is the last thing we should be doing. I don't want to imagine it, but she may do something very foolish. It's just an instant meal, but it should be filling. I take a plate in my hand, offering it to her. She wordlessly takes it and sits on the side of her bed. I take a seat on her chair, and the familiar sound of eating rings in the room as we dig in with the forks that were stuck into the rice. And the curry itself tastes okay. I wouldn't expect much more from a packet whose brand I didn't recognize, so it's not being horrible is at least something.
Gotta go Glico, Hisao. Gotta get that Glico curry.
I don't remember the last time I had like instant curry, like packet. Oh. Eating takes the edge off the fact that she isn't talking. Neither of us really likes to talk while we're eating, and it reminds me of the lunch times we so often spent together. It's kind of nice eating together like this. Hanako looks at me quizzically. It's at least a better expression than what she's been wearing this far. We became friends mainly over sharing lunch breaks, so it's nice to go back to those times a bit. She hesitates for a couple of seconds, and I find myself grimacing. Did I say something wrong? Eventually, she smiles and nods. I would normally be very encouraged by this, but her smile looks strange. I can't quite put my finger on why.
Everything's the same as before, isn't it?
This has so much deeper meaning now that we know. No! It's a trap, he's out. It's fake. It's fake. No. Yeah, of course it is. You've still got Lily and me to help you, and oh no!
Come on, man!
No, not like this! And protect you. And once she gets back, everything will be just like she never left. Hanako nods again, her expression remaining exactly the same as before. She feels like a different Hanako from the one I'd seen when I entered her room, and it's vaguely off-putting. Both of us go back to finishing off our dinners after this short exchange. Despite Hanako looking happier than before, my eyes keep flicking to her as to reassure myself of this fact. Before long, the last of Hanako's curry is cleared. I finish the last of mine as she puts the empty plate on the desk and place my own empty plate and used fork on top of hers. I briefly wonder what I should say, desperately wanting to avoid another awkward silence or the prospect of leaving her room after so short a time, but Hanako is the one to speak up first.
I was wondering, since you're here...
She quickly goes to one of her drawers and after a minimum of fussing around, pulls out her chessboard.
Would you like to play?
Did this happen before?
No!
Huh! This time, I can't stifle the sigh of relief that escapes my lips. I hastily agree, and Hanako promptly busies herself setting up what I get off the chair and take a seat on her bed. Once again, Hanako is willing to let me into her world. With so simple a gesture as a game shared between us, I guess what I was just winding myself up for no reason. After the board is laid down on the bed between us, we finish placing our respective pieces on it. Throughout our friendship, we've never exchanged that many words. When we're like this, though, I see that perhaps we never really needed it. Just a simple book, or a board, or a meal between us is enough to bridge that distance. I make the first move, just as I've always done. This is the way our friendship was, and this is the way it'll probably always be. Something definitely feels different about her, though, and I can't quite grasp what it is. I look at Hanako intently, but I can't work out anything from her expression. As physically close as we may be, it feels like we're further apart than ever. Hanako is a fragile person, though, and I would never want to hurt her. That was also the way things always were, and the way things between us will probably always be. Alright, so it's just, that's it. They're just like
No.
really shallow friendship.
Yeah.
And well, it's shallow in the fact that for Hanako, she views it as shallow, right?
Well,
She's just
that's the moment where she stops hoping that Hisao is gonna
view
fall
her
in love with
anything.
her.
Yeah, view her anything more than a child, right?
Yeah.
She says that. And then Hisao's an idiot and thinks it's wonderful and that they get to be friends now. Oh man, that's
Nope.
huh.
That's not the object of the game, Hisao. But
Yo,
it's okay.
it's not a game. It's real life. Gosh,
No, it's not.
it's his real life, okay?
Let's be honest. We've made him bang 3 chicks so far, and he has no idea.
Oh, it's just amnesia. You know, he's just Yamaku is actually just an experimentational.
It's like a
Everyone's an
Twilight
actor.
Zone thing.
Yeah. Everyone's an actor, right? And he sounds the only
that would be a twist.
And then every time he quote unquote completes an arc, he just gets drugged again, and then he wakes up like with like a forced amnesia, and he wakes up at the hospital.
And everything happens the same.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Except for like
shit.
the different. Ooh, yo, conspiracy theory.
That'd be hilarious.
And kind of creepy.
Super. Well, it's like Truman Show. Everyone's an actor except him.
Yeah.
Except he doesn't get drugged every day, but
Yeah.
you know. If he did, that would be exactly. Are you emotionally ready?
No, I'm not.
Gonna cry, maybe.
I'm gonna hold on to the feeling of the good ending. That's
All
it.
right.
That's it.
Good.
What do you say, Hanako? If we all help, it shouldn't take that long. Hanako's fidgeting answers my question before she can even form the words.
I really need to go.
Well, that was to be expected. Looks like it's just me and the council girls again. It's easier to resign myself to another afternoon's work in the small council office. I'll catch up with you later, okay?
Okay. Right, now that the farewells are over, it's work time!
Misha and Shizune frog march me to the student council office, never once letting go of my shoulders.
What?
If Hanako was jealous of Yuko, how jealous of...
The most.
I feel a little bad for ditching Hanako like this, but if this is the price of getting Misha off my back, so be it. So then, what are we up to today?
Debrief!
Huh? Isn't that supposed to happen after something?
Yep, we have to collate all the information from the festival so that Shi-chan can debrief the teachers.
Shizune drops a large pile of paper work on the desk in front of me and smiles succinctly.
You need to sort out those 2 piles. One for the financial stuff like receipts, one for feedback, one for positive feedback, maybe one for things that look like they could be problems next year, one for problems that probably won't be able to be fixed.
That's more than 2. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a few more than 2 piles.
Huh? Oh, right. Yeah, I thought it would be only 2 piles. My bad.
Right. While I'm doing this, what will you two be doing?
Well, we missed lunch because we were collecting all of these reports, so we're gonna go get some food.
Why didn't you just sort them out while you were Thankfully, my self-defense mechanism kicks in and prevents me from opening my mouth and further worsening my situation.
Huh? How is that fair?
I was fretting over the unfair distribution of work so much that I didn't notice that Shizune had kept on signing. If it weren't for Misha's outburst, I probably wouldn't have noticed at all. Shizune seems to be delivering a fairly long string of commands to Misha, and none of them look pleasant. Reaching a conclusion, Misha signs briefly back to Shizune, and then sits down at the desk next to me.
God damn it! Freaking Shizune!
Shizune waves to the both of us before disappearing out the door. Oh, what was all that about?
Shi-chan was worried that you'd get it all wrong unless you were supervised. And since she can't tell you how you're messing things up, she's making me stay. Oh, bummer. I wanted to go with Shi-chan. But she is going to bring us back some food. How good is that?
Misha's flippancy is out of this world. From down in the dumps to on top of the world over some calories. It's hard to imagine how anyone could operate at that level. Well, it could have been worse. So, what are we supposed to be doing?
Collation.
I gathered that.
Well, let's just start making piles. We'll work out what the piles mean later.
Right. We start to separate all of the papers into increasingly complex piles. At first, it's just simple categories. Financial, feedback, incident reports. Then they split apart into good and bad reports, and further still until it starts to look like we've just thrown papers on the desk. This is hopeless.
Huh? Why? We're doing what we're told, right?
Yes, but it looks like we're just making a mess.
No, I think we got a lot done. Shi-chan will be able to work out the rest from here. So I think we can stop about here then.
It's almost as if Misha's common sense left the room with Shizune. Still, it's no point in arguing.
Anyway, what's the deal with you and Hanako?
Deal?
You were hanging out with her today, weren't you? Have there been any fireworks? Any gossip you're withholding from me?
There literally were fireworks.
Yes, and tea and sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
What more do you want, Misha? I'll spill the beans. If I told you about my own circumstances, it wouldn't be gossip, would it?
I guess not.
We're just friends, I guess. Oh, why are you so interested? I thought you and Shizune didn't like her.
It's not really like that. You know, Shi-chan and Lily don't get along well. And since you can't really get Hanako away from Lily, we don't talk to her much. But that doesn't mean I can't be concerned for her.
What is there to be concerned about?
Well, she never hangs out with anyone else, right? It's no good, Hee-chan.
If Shizune and Lily dislike each other because their personalities are different, then I hate to think how Misha and Hanako would get along. Oh, I never thought about that!
I mean, in one way or the other, we're all in the same boat here, right?
Well, I guess.
This one time, when she left class about halfway through, Shi-chan went to the teacher and asked what was going to be done about it. He said that every student here has special needs and that Shi-chan shouldn't worry herself about it. Hanako never does any group work, she just runs off. Isn't that enough to be concerned about?
I guess you're right. She still hardly says a word when we're talking.
Well, that's more than I've been able to do. Shi-chan and I both tried when she started, but she got scared and ran off.
I consider telling Misha that exactly the same thing happened to me, but she seems caught up in thought. Listening to Misha without Shizune's influence is interesting.
I think she needs to realize that people here don't care what she looks like and that she can trust us. If she could, I'd feel a lot better about her.
I think this is the longest time I have watched Misha without seeing her sign. When she's with Shizune, she is constantly waving her hands about, explaining the world to Shizune. The amount of effort probably places a strain even on an agile mind. And let's face it, Misha isn't the world's brightest spark. Well, I'll keep an eye on her for you. But you should probably apologize for earlier. I don't think Hanako is cut out for that kind of joke.
Oh? Oh! I didn't even notice, sorry.
Don't say it to me. Just mention it to her.
Alright, first thing tomorrow, I'll speak to her.
Not good, not good, not good. Good. A cacophony from the door heralds the return of Shizune. I guess you can't really tell how much noise she is making.
Oh, Shi-chan, you're back!
Shizune appears, completely laden with goods from the convenience store.
There was some surplus left from the festival. Since this is officially festival business, I've splurged a little. Nice idea, Shi-chan. 10 points.
Is that really allowed?
For someone who refuses to join us, you seem to take an unhealthy interest in the politics of this council. I shall punish your insolence by rationing your portion of the feast.
Fine, fine, I get it. Misha slides the multiple stacks of paper to one side to make room for the avalanche of food Shizune is spreading out. As I watch my hard, yet misdirected work become wasted, I realize that it's little wonder why these two need help. The convenience store meal isn't overly tasty, but at least it's the very least it's filling.
Thanks for helping today. Most of the time we just make up the reports for the staff.
I feel like if we ever do, like, a Shizune arc, we'll just find out that they just do buttfuck nothing in the student council.
They just spend all the money. Oh my gosh.
This year we can at least make up some relevant headings on the debrief.
Are you sure this isn't a corrupt organization?
Not at all, not at all. We're by the book. It's not our fault if the book isn't specific enough.
I thought that was the definition of corruption.
You think too much.
You know what? You're probably right. Anyway, I must be off. That is, if I'm allowed to leave.
Your work has been deemed sufficient. You may leave.
Well, thank you. You know, if you're stressed the free meal side of things over the endless workload side, you'd probably end up with more recruits.
You might just have a point.
Well, think about it. And think about what we talked about. You don't have to tell that to Shizune if you don't want.
What? Oh, right. I'll try to see her tomorrow. Good night, Hee-chan.
Night, Misha. Shizune. Alright.
Things are gonna go the worst.
The worst. The fucking worst. It's... You just unleashed Misha on poor Hanako.
Yeah.
Like, that's... What is that?
That is how you ruin Airtang. But we still get to have tea with them, so that's cool.
Yeah. And... Ooh. Oh? I think back to my chat with Misha the other day. Is Hanako's behavior something to be concerned about? Or is she just shy? And then there was Lily earlier this morning. The concern from both of them seemed to be genuine, and they know the situation better than I. But really, how could I possibly help? I'm no plastic surgeon, so I can't really help her appearance, nor am I a psychologist who can make her more sociable. So what the hell do Lily and Misha want me to do? Banger. It's frustrating. Hanako and I are quickly becoming friends on our own accord, and because of that, it's like everyone wants me to solve all her problems. And I have no idea how to do that. No one can cure my heart, nor Lily's ears, nor... Oh, why did I say ears? What? Hello?
That word is eyes.
Yeah, that, E-Y-E-S. Eyes. Nor anyone who is here in this school. However, I see no harm in becoming better friends with Hanako. Now that she's warming up to me, I kind of enjoy hanging out with her. I had Shizune on the mind because she can just...
We can skip this.
And
then there's this flirt.
Yeah, deny it. Oh, can we hit it if we deny it? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't think so. We're just friends.
Aw, I thought I discovered something nice for a moment there. I understand. Girls and guys don't need to be boyfriends and girlfriends after all.
What are you trying to say, Miki? What are you trying to say? We don't need to be girlfriend boyfriend.
There's a track shed over there.
I hear some things.
Oh my god.
Woo!
God damn it, Emmy. You ruined us.
What she says is true. Even if I do have feelings for Hanako, right now we are good friends, and I don't want to mess that up. But I also want to be more than that for her. It's hard. It's funny, like the side characters that they actually like add in are like a bit random.
Yeah, like the old man.
The old man, her.
Miki, yeah.
I wonder if there's, yeah, who they gave lines to, right? Like it's
Yeah. Very weird.
And I don't really understand what Miki's role was in this arc.
No, because like she seems like she would lead you astray. Like she'd be the chick on the side type thing.
Yeah. Maybe Hanako would walk in while you were talking with, or something, and then she's like, oh, and then runs off. And
so interesting though, because things are still happening.
Yeah. Well,
So
technically,
where does it go completely sideways? Like we even get drunk.
Yeah, but it's technically what has happened. We didn't hang out with Hanako, right?
Oh yeah.
And went with the student council instead, but everything still happened the same, right? We still end up being in the library with her. We still end up playing chess, right?
Yeah, we're just
we
not
still
following
spend time
her everywhere.
Yeah. Just not going out of our way to spend time with her.
Yeah.
That's just it. Yeah.
There we go.
All right. How about we call it a day?
Yeah. I want to hang out with you.
I don't know about you, but I think I'm going to try and take a nap. My head is killing me. Judging by Hanako's instant relief. Oh, I see what you did there, game.
Oh.
This makes it sound like you did the right choice. Oh,
but we
Lord.
did. We know what's going on.
Oh.
That ain't right.
I can only assume that I've guessed right. I don't think she wants to be out and about.
You know what happens when you assume?
Makes an ass of you and me.
Mm-hmm. And you're
World,
an ass, Hisao.
He is. He is grade A ass.
Mm-hmm.
Endlessly, she turns and heads back to the school gate. Nope. We walk all the way back to the dorms together, stopping awkwardly at the spot where we need to part.
We're not done here. We're... Just hold your fucking horses. We got more dialogue to do because we're gonna draw out this shitty ending.
Okay. Did I say you could go? Did I say you could go?
Yeah.
Read me. Witness me.
Neil. Oh my god. Okay.
Well then, goodbye.
Do you want to have some tea or something later? How about a game? Hanako shakes her head embarrassedly.
I'm tired. Maybe tomorrow? I've got homework.
I suppose she would have a bit of schoolwork to catch up on. She's missed a few days of lessons after all. Homework. Thanks for reminding me. I've got a stack to do as well. I guess I'll see you tomorrow.
See you, Hisa.
Before I can say goodbye, Hanako has turned and begun walking towards the entrance to the female dormitory building. I look at the door she disappears through for a bit before going off towards my own dorms. Tomorrow will be a better day. Will it, Hisao?
Whoa. Oh. Wait, what?
What?
Oh no, we already got this.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. Oh. I was like,
God
wait,
damn
that's...
it, game.
I think that's a different picture, though.
Is it?
I'm
Wait.
pretty sure. This is it.
Fuck. Now what do we do?
Trust our own judgment. Listen carefully to what Lily has to say, but I can't bring myself to agree with her. Hanako is a delicate person at the best of times, and after what happened when her birthday was brought up, I think this is the very last situation where we should be leaving her alone if she's deliberately secluding herself. It feels like Lily has a very definite image of how best to deal with Hanako in her mind, though. Not just now, but in all the time that I've known the two. I mull over the best course of action in my head, and find myself trying to Yeah, we did this.
You're just trying to not read it.
Shut up. We did this.
Yeah, we did. Why isn't it letting us?
I don't know. I want.
Oh.
Wait. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the
Whoa.
bad ending music.
What? And you didn't bring food. What is
No.
wrong with you?
No. Ain't no peace offerings. Because this isn't a peace mission.
I rap my knuckles thrice on Hanako's door. As expected, there's no answer. I briefly consider knocking again, but I know full well that I'd just get the same result if I did. Resting my hand on Hanako's door handle, I try and prepare what I want to say to her. Try as I might, I can't really think of anything worth saying. I want to comfort her, yes, but I have no idea how to do that. That alone is almost enough to stop me. I told Lily that I would, though, so I feel I have to follow through, whether I'm confident about it or not. I turn the handle downwards with a large amount of hesitation. It doesn't move far, though, due to the door being locked.
You're gonna fucking barge in before you say who it is?
Well, there's only one person who's gonna knock on Hanako's door, right?
Could be a teacher.
I guess. Hanako? So she really has locked me out. After everything that happened between us, and the time we spent together, she shut me out completely. I don't know if you can hear me, but I just wanted to talk to you a bit. If you can hear me, could you unlock the door? I wait in silence. Minutes pass, but eventually I hear footsteps coming to the door and the lock being worked. At least she's willing to hear me out. That's one good thing. I don't really know what to say, but I just wanted to see you. I wanted to make sure you're all right. I take a deep breath before pushing the handle down and opening the door. If she unlocked it without raising any protests, it should be fine for me to go in. Hanako is sitting on the bed, side of face sullen as though deep in thought. Her room is as stark as ever, and right now she seems to perfectly suit the mood it gives off. Eventually, her eyes slowly move to the door. As soon as she notices my presence, she darts off her bed and jumps to her feet, facing me straight on. Her oversized gown makes this gesture look all the more sweeping as it freely flows from her light frame.
What are you?
I quickly regret coming in as I look at her. She looks depressed, but there's a tinge of anger behind it. So, she can make this kind of expression as well. I just wanted to check that you were all right. I thought it would be okay since you unlocked the door. Hanako opens her mouth to speak, but quickly closes it again before looking away. We stand in silence for a while before she steps back and sits down on the side of her bed. I'm not sure whether she's frustrated with me and resigned to the fact that I'm here, or genuinely okay with me being in her room. Once again, I find myself completely unable to work out how she feels. It's annoying. I end up walking to her desk chair and taking a seat. I do it slowly to allow her time to raise any issues she might have with me sticking around, but she doesn't say anything. All she does is stare at the ground, not moving a muscle. After sitting with my front to the chair's back, I take a better look at Hanako. She appears pale, but her cheeks look red. I'm not sure she's been eating well either, given how thin her frame looks. Lily might have said it would be better if I kept more of a distance from her, but it's hard to think that that is the correct way to deal with Hanako when she looks like this. She keeps looking at the ground without a word, as if waiting for me to say something. It's entirely reasonable since I'm the one who came into her room. Want to go out somewhere? Going down the hill to town might be a bit much, but we could at least go for a walk outside.
Why do you want to do that?
I was just thinking that it might help you a bit. You spent so much time inside, your skin's going to get as pale as Lily's before long. I snort in amusement, expecting Hanako to do the same, but she gives no reaction. She just goes back to looking at the ground.
If you don't want to go, well, I don't want to go either.
It's fine. I played soccer and hung out with friends after school a lot before coming to Yamaku, so I like being outdoors. Hanako shows no visible reaction. It's hard to talk to her when the discussion is so one-sided. We could go to the library, if it wasn't closed by now. The gardens would be fine, though. She begins to play with her hair. It's distracting and strikes me as a little unusual for her. Then again, since the incident in class happened, I've been tiptoeing around her for fear of hurting her like that again. Actively trying to get her outside might be a good thing. I lean forward a bit more in the chair and give her a slightly forced smile, to try and lighten the mood a little. There wouldn't be anyone around by now, so you wouldn't have to worry about someone getting in our way. It could be a little date. Oh, why?
You're being creepy.
I give a small chuckle, but catch myself as Hanako stops playing with her hair and grips the bed tightly. Hanako's mouth moves, but try as I might, I can't pick out what she's mumbling. Hanako?
You don't understand?
Even now, I can barely understand what she's saying. It feels like she's trying to make her presence as small as possible. It's incredibly natural for her to do in class or around others, but it hurts when she tries it around me. I told you it's fine. It's just a little walk. Nobody will notice us. I get out of the chair and walk towards the door, turning back to invite Hanako along. Once again, she doesn't respond at all to what I say.
I don't.
Going outside for a bit is good for clearing your head.
Why do you want to do this?
Because I want to help you.
I don't want help. Did you just come here to try and get me out?
I don't mind. I think everyone needs help sometimes. When I was trying to get through my first days at Yamaku, you and Lily helped me a lot. Besides, I'm not exactly busy.
I don't want to go. I'm fine.
I don't really think it's healthy to stay indoors that long. The sun's still got a little life in it, so it's not too late to have at least a little walk. I could probably use a bit of exercise anyway, to help wake me up. I've got some homework to get done, and it wouldn't be good to fall asleep halfway through doing it.
Then go.
By myself? She nods. Well, I'm not really against that, but are you sure? I swung by to invite you to come with me.
I'm fine. You can go.
Come on, just a small walk?
Please just go. I'm fine here.
I feel like she's just going to flip her shit right now. Like, we keep on forcing the issue,
Yeah.
and she's just going to rage.
Yeah.
Hanako? I try to look at her face to gauge her feelings, but her expression is wooden, as if it was so carefully arranged that a single movement might cause it to collapse. Well, if you want to stay here, maybe we could play a game?
Just leave, please. I don't want to do anything right now.
Surely there's something you want to do. It must be boring, sitting here in your room alone.
I want you to go.
Come on, you don't have to be like that. I just want to spend some time with you. Lily and I are worried, so...
You talked to her?
Yeah, we were on the phone just a little while ago. We're both really worried about you. Hanako mumbles to herself again. It's increasingly disturbing. Hanako?
I'm telling you, please go away. You don't understand anything.
If we just had a talk, you could tell me what I don't understand. I just want to protect you. I don't really see...
Get out. Please.
Just locking yourself in your room again isn't going to help anything, Hanako. Please. Silence. Hanako, I just wanna...
Oh shit, there it is.
She suddenly storms off her bed, turning to me with an expression that takes me completely off guard.
Get out of my room! Get out of my room! Get out of my room!
Hanako yells at me with such force that, for the first time in a long time, I feel genuinely frightened. I have no idea how to react to this, and from Hanako of all people.
Leave! I'm telling you, go!
But I was just trying to help you.
I know I need help. I know I'm broken. I don't need you to tell me that.
I never said you were broken or anything like that.
It's written on your face. It's written on Lily's face. It's written on everybody's faces. I see a therapist every week. Lily dotes on me as if I were her child, and now even you. Nothing's changed. Nothing at all. I hate Lily, and I hate you more than anyone.
Her face moves in strange, almost grotesque ways. I've never seen someone completely lose it before, but it looks like the usual quiet and withdrawn girl in front of me is going into such a destructive cycle before my eyes. I don't know what to do. I have no idea what I should say or do.
Go! Leave me alone! Get out of here!
I take a step back, then another, and then another. My retreat is only halted when I feel the door against my back. I can't fix the situation. Nothing I say would change anything now. I feel like I'm in a strange and deeply unsettling foreign world. I don't want to be here anymore. The door handle fights my clumsy attempts to open the door without turning my back to Hanako. Eventually, thankfully, the handle moves downwards. I open the door as fast as I can and almost leap backwards through it. As I go through, I keep my eyes on the girl in front of me. She's not broken. Hanako isn't broken. If she was broken, then I'm just as broken as she is after all that's happened to me. Lily only ever did the best by her, and I only ever tried to protect her as best I could. Hanako looks down, all her energy spent. Now that I've stepped out of her room, the worst of her fury is gone. But even now, I can't bring myself to argue with her. It's not just the deep shock at what she said. It feels like something else is stopping me. Something deep that makes me feel physically sick. Without a word, I slowly shut the door. The creak of the old hinges sounds almost deafening. With a final thud, the wooden door closes. The Hanako that I felt I knew disappears behind it, and the only faint orange silvers of light peek around the very edges. I feel numb. Without anything else to do, I begin the walk back to my dormitory room, mechanically placing one foot in front of the other while barely registering a thing around me. My mind keeps ticking, questioning everything that I thought I knew about Hanako. But one thing is not questioned. That shutting that door brought a close to more than that single visit. Wow.
Well, you were right that she was gonna snap.
I almost feel like her mumbling to herself is just all the stuff, right? Like, because she likes him, and she just wants to be acknowledged as a real person by him.
Yeah. He didn't give her that because he's an idiot. Jeez.
Damn.
That's Damn it.
That was rough.
Mm-hmm.
That was rough.